This isn't normally what I do on this channel. I usually try to look on the bright side of bad movies, but today I am answering Filmento's call for one excruciating scene. The video project looks exclusively at the Fox Marvel properties, including Fanforstic, Deadpool, and, of course, the X-Men films. Without further ado, let's get into it. Stop torturing Magneto. The very first scene of the very first X-Men movie is a Nazi concentration camp where a young Eric Lyncher, or Magneto to those of you who don't know, is marched through a line of imprisoned Jews. He is separated from his parents. His magnetic powers manifest as he rips apart the gates, restrained by 4 adult men, until he is knocked out by one of the soldiers. It establishes a number of things, including Magneto's backstory, and the fact that the X-Men universe exists in a world similar to ours. Eric is separated from his parents. In this context, that typically means one side went to the gas chambers and one side survived. We assume that his parents didn't survive the concentration camp. The Nazis were in the process of committing a genocide, and that has powerful influences on Magneto's future motivation. See, he already lived through one genocide, and he thinks another is coming for mutants. He has no faith in humanity. He doesn't need any more motivation than this. The opening scene of X-Men First Class repeats this scene. Okay, I don't need to see it again. It's like Batman's parents dying. Once was enough. You don't have to put it in every single DC.
Mommy! Daddy! No!
Guys, the Super Friends, come on! Anyway, First Class later shows us that not only did he get separated from his parents, but his mother was pulled out of the line to be brutally murdered right in front of him by Kevin Bacon because surviving the Holocaust isn't enough. Let's make the Holocaust more personal. It kind of complicates things because Kevin Bacon is a mutant, which detracts from the argument that Magneto has, having seen the evils of humanity. Bacon was just as evil as any Nazis. Are mutants really superior? We haven't even gotten to the one excruciating scene yet. Nope, the one excruciating scene I'm talking about is the slaughter of Magneto's family by the local villagers in X-Men Age of Apocalypse. In Age of Apocalypse, we see Magneto has settled down to a quiet life in hiding, probably because he got his butt kicked in Days of Future Past, but with shifting timelines, who knows? Anyway, he's working at some kind of foundry. He has a wife and a kid. His daughter is at least 8 years old, so we can guess that he's been living the quiet life for quite some time. Again, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as to how the X characters age, so let's ignore that, I guess? A big pot of liquid metal begins to fall on a coworker, and Magneto uses his powers to stop it. Why? He hates humans and has been hiding for so long it seems pretty out of character. He knows using his powers would reveal himself and unleash a hellstorm. I guess he's over the Holocaust now. He's living the quiet life, working alongside people he hates, saving them at great risk to his own safety. Well, as expected, no good deed goes unpunished. The local villagers round up a posse and go to capture him. You know, because he's internationally wanted for his last murder spree when he still hated humans. Because he doesn't now. They kidnap his daughter Nina first as leverage. It's not a great look, but considering Magneto's history, I guess a little leverage is a good thing. He turns himself in, and his daughter uses her mutant powers to summon a bunch of birds that start attacking Magneto's captors. An officer accidentally fires an arrow that is somehow perfectly aimed and kills both Nina and Magda, his wife, even though he hadn't even drawn the string back all the way. Magneto uses Nina's locket to kill all of the humans trying to take him in and shouts to the sky, "Is this what I am?" Well, yeah. We've seen a bunch of movies where you have no qualms about committing murder on a massive scale, and we've already been shown the motivation for it. The irony of Magneto's character is that he goes from Nazi hunter to genocidal monster. He becomes just as genocidal as the Nazis were. He even calls mutants Homo superior. Magneto wants a race war. He becomes the thing that created him. In the first X-Men movie, he tries to turn a bunch of world leaders into mutants in order to force them to see what it's like to live that way. And that's his most sedate plan in the series. In X2, he tries to manipulate Charles into targeting and killing every human with Cerebro. In X-Men The Last Stand, he raises an army of mutants in order to invade an island and kill a child. At least that island is a military facility rather than a civilian one, I guess, but he still kills hundreds of people in the destruction of the Golden Gate Bridge. In Days of Future Past, he attempts to assassinate the president and again kills a crap ton of people by lifting a stadium and attacking the White House. But yeah, sure, just settle down and become a family man. Forget your experience with the Holocaust and being a Nazi-hunting human hater.
Is this what I am?
It is what you are, Eric. Just because you took a break for a few years doesn't really change anything. All Apocalypse needed to do was show up and say,
Hey, sexy mama. Want to kill all humans?
And Magneto would have jumped on board. Family man plans be damned. To a lesser extent, Magneto's been chilling without his helmet, and it's like Charles forgot he was a threat and just let him live out his life. For the sake of full disclosure, something similar happened in the comics where Magneto's daughter Anya is killed. His wife is not, but also didn't know he was a mutant, so she leaves him. It's not exactly the same. And I actually think this scene would have been improved in the movies if it were more true to the original, if his wife hated him for lying about who he was. And then he would have murdered all of the posse and his wife, because he's that much of a stone-cold killer. Magneto saw a genocide firsthand. He saw exactly how evil men are. There is never a moment in the series where you can actually believe that Magneto has changed. Trying to act like he would have been happy with the quiet family life is silly. Watching him scream at the sky is just as silly. You don't need to keep breaking Magneto. He's already broken. At this point, it's just torture. In the spirit of anything nice to say, keep in mind that opinions are subjective. Just because I find this to be an excruciating scene doesn't mean everyone will. Thanks for watching this special episode of Anything Nice to Say, and never be ashamed to like what you like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out some of our regular episodes to see what we're usually about. Make sure you check out the other installments of One Excruciating Scene. You can also check out the episode of One Excellent Scene that talks about the opening scene of X-Men. Links in the description.